Hello everybody and welcome to the 2021 Valderran UTMB. We have made it, we are finally here. We are going to have a spectacular few days of trail running here. What a beautiful setting we have. And tomorrow morning it kicks off at 7:30 with the CDH 105 kilometers, and tomorrow evening the big one, the VDA, the Valderran, the Lap of Valderran, 160 kilometers at 6 p.m. So everybody, get your running gear on. Let's get ready for the Valderran UTMB 2021. And welcome to the very first part of the show, guys. In this part of the show, we're going to talk to some of the very special people involved in this year's edition. And what better two people to start off the show with the co-founder of UTMB, Michel Poletti, all the way from Chamonix, and also the founder of UTMB Valderran, the visionary behind it, Xavi Pochino. Xavi, great to have you here. And Xavi, tell us, where did the idea of Valderran UTMB come from? How long have you been preparing for this day?
En el 2018 tuve la suerte de acudir a correr la OCC en Chamonix y cuando volvía por la autopista en un área de servicio pensé, hey, yo tengo que hacer una UTMB en la Valderran.
Wow, so he actually ran in Chamonix 2 years ago, and on the way back from Chamonix, I've got to do a UTMB race from where I'm from in Valderran.
Tenemos unas montañas preciosas y por eso yo desde el primer momento creía que podíamos hacer una carrera. Hemos estado 2 años trabajando, desde finales del 2018, que es cuando la primera vez que me puse en contacto con Chamonix, y a partir de allí, pandemia por en medio, 2 años trabajando en este proyecto con mucha ilusión. Y de verdad muy contento de ver tanta gente por aquí.
So they've been 2 years working on the project. It was 2 years ago when Xavi first got in touch with Michel, and they had a conversation about bringing in a UTMB race here. A lot of work has gone into it, a global pandemic in between, of course, but we're finally here and very excited to show the world Valderran and Vieda and UTMB. And tell us, Xavi, about the people, about the region, its traditions, its mountains, its people. What can visitors expect to see?
La gente cuando me pregunta qué es la Valderran, yo digo que la Valderran es su gente. O sea, sus montañas, pero sobre todo su gente. La tradición de muchos años de trabajo, de dureza de las montañas, nos ha llevado a ser una gente muy amable, una gente que le gusta recibir a otras personas, pero que sabemos conservar mucho nuestras tradiciones. Okay. Aquí en el Valderran tenemos un idioma propio, el aranés, que hablan unas 3.000 o 4.000 personas.
The most special part of the region here is the people itself, their traditions, their history, and of course they have their own language, Aranese as well, that people still speak today, which is absolutely wonderful that that tradition is kept. They have their spectacular mountains, of course, as well, and everybody is ready to receive the athletes, 4,000 athletes from 75 different nations from all around the world here this weekend. And who better to share this weekend with Michel Poletti, the original co-founder of UTMB in Chamonix. Michel, you must be so happy to be here. The first UTMB race in Europe outside of Chamonix.
Absolutely, and we waited for this race for so long time because of the COVID crisis, and so it's so exciting. It's a kind of just a simple thing. Just driving the car from Chamonix to Valderran was just an amazing thing because we have been obliged to stay at home for so long time, and just to enjoy and to come here and to meet with our friends from Valderran and to meet with all the runners, just so exciting.
And Michel, you were here 2 years ago. You got to run with Xavi. Tell us about your experience running on the mountains here 2 years ago.
In just one word, it was hot.
Yeah.
But in a few words, Pyrenees and the Alps, they are just amazing mountains. But there is a special things in the Pyrenees that you don't have in the Alps. It's difficult to say, but up in here it's very green. It just all the houses are all, they look like just the same, because it's a very typical way to build the houses here in Valderran. And when you go up in the mountains, you are in some special fields with lakes, with beautiful mountain. It's difficult to describe. You need to come and to enjoy running or just walking, hiking on the trails here. It's very, very special.
And I know you, Michel, and for the next few days you won't be staying in the hotel. You will be out hiking, running, watching the races, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I'm not a good training, so I will run only the little one, the 55 kilometer one.
You're running the 55?
Absolutely.
Wow,
absolutely.
fantastic.
It's not possible to come here and not to run.
Fantastic. And then, of course, Michel, you'll be looking to get back to Chamonix quickly, because in less than 2 months' time, we have the big UTMB in Chamonix. How are preparations going for that wonderful event?
So very well. Also, we will be ready for a new big event. Once again, it's time for a kind of rebirth to welcome all the people in Chamonix, and so and I will not I have not to come back so quickly to Chamonix because we have a big team. Now it's my daughter who is the race director, and so she stayed in Chamonix to prepare everything. And yes, everything is going well.
Fantastic. Well, Michel, good luck in the 55 kilometers. Maybe you can come back and tell us how it went on Saturday or Sunday night. Xavi, good luck with the race. Absolutely, thank you very much for such a fantastic welcome, and we look forward to seeing how everything goes over the next couple of days. Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, let's continue with the show. And of course, last year the race was cancelled, unfortunately, but a special group of people did get to come and run. They were led by the trail runner Sylvia Pujarnau, the world-renowned famous trail runner, and she led a group of people on a fantastic few days around the mountains here in Valderran. Let's have a look. Just look at some of these beautiful images here. There we have Xavi, our race director. And just look at the lakes that you'll see as you're running here In the 4 different races that we have in this year's Valderran UTMB, we've got the big one tomorrow, of course, starting at 6 p.m. with 1,300 runners, 100 miles, 160 kilometers, over 10,000 meters of elevation gain. There we see Michelle Poletti, of course, as well. Looking forward to seeing how Michelle gets on in the 55 kilometers. And I was out running on these trails this morning. And guys, if you haven't been here before, stick it in your diary for, if not next year, over the next couple of years. It is absolutely incredible. And for those thinking of coming, I came here yesterday through Barcelona Airport, and it's roughly about a 4.5 hour drive, 5 hours maybe on the bus. And when you get here, boy, is it absolutely worth it. Okay, well, let's move on to the next part of the presentation. And next we're going to talk to one of our athletes, one of our very special athletes, all the way from Japan. I'd like to introduce Coyote Negra. Come on onto the show now. Coyote, great to have you here. You're very welcome. And you've came all the way from Japan. Tell us about your trip. Was it a difficult trip over?
Well, I expected it to be very difficult, but it wasn't really. I came from Toulouse Airport, and when I got to Toulouse Airport, it was like normal sort of check, and I could just get out airport.
Good, great.
Yes.
So you haven't had to do many PCR or antigen tests over the last couple of days?
Well, I did only one PCR test, but I already had one vaccine in Japan.
Great,
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
And of course, Japan, home of the Olympics this year.
Yes.
How were things going in Tokyo and Japan before you left?
Well,
What was the atmosphere like?
it was a bit chaotic in Japan because I think the government wants to really have Olympics, but because of that, the government had to restrict people's normal life, and everyone was not happy.
Sure, well listen, we wish everybody all the best with their Olympic experience and all the athletes
Yes,
and of course everybody
yes,
organising as
yes.
well. But we're here at Valderran UTMB. Tell us, how has your own training gone over the last couple of weeks, the last couple of months, getting ready for this very special race?
Well, I had really bad anemia in April, and I couldn't really run. I couldn't even do houseworks, and that was really bad. But after that, I recovered pretty quickly from eating a lot.
Okay,
yes,
good.
and resting. And I started to train in on Mount Fuji, which is the highest mountain in Japan. And because where I live is Kyoto, and Kyoto doesn't have high mountains like here, so I had to get used to altitude and also long ascent and descent. So I trained at Mount Fuji for a while, and I came here earlier, like 2 weeks before, and I went around the whole course. So now I have pretty much idea
so
what
you're
it's
well
like.
prepared, and you're going to have some tough competition because we've got some of the best athletes from the world with us.
I
And
know.
just earlier on this evening, we had our athletes presentation. So let's have a look and see how that went.
Los amigos, por fin estamos en UTMB Valderran.
Welcome everyone to this very first edition of the Valderran. So this bell has been 2 years in the making.
Si no estas últimas horas que digas, sisplau, no, y vinca para acá.
In Andorra, and I fell in.
Valderran UTMB travaille avec nous. Et tous ceux qui
You want, we can try to calling elite athletes on so you're going to be racing. Porque lo tuyo sí que ha sido de una semana para otra decidir. Joven para estos líos, ¿no? ¿Cuántos años tienes? Corredor de North Face Internacional que ya ha brillado en carreras, como el Challenge. Ana.
Vamos a salir de la cárcel allá.
Bueno.
Sí, estaba todo
Yes. So this is actually the first travel in like 1.5 years.
Well, that's exciting.
Carrie, who do you think some of the favourites are for this year's race?
Well, of course, Jody.
Yeah.
Yeah. And is doing 100 mile.
I'm not too sure. We'll need to check that one.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can check who the exact starters are for that race.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's going to be spectacular racing. And let's have a look at some of the athlete profiles up on screen here. And we can talk through some of the profiles of the athletes that are going to be here this weekend. If we can get them up on screen. Here we go. Here we are yourself, first of all. And what a spectacular running career you've had. Fourth in UTMB 2017.
Yeah.
First in the Japanese Sky Running Championship. Some fantastic results.
Thank you. Well, I had a really good result in 2017, and but that time I had a broken arm. And next year I thought without a broken arm I could be top 3, and I pushed it, trained so hard. And on the race day I was too tired and I couldn't really do any good performance.
Well, hopefully this weekend, with everything working properly, you'll have an absolutely fantastic result. Let's see who else that we have here with us this weekend, and let's have a look at some more of the athlete profiles that are here with us. Here we have Anna Comet, one of the local favourites, first in the Trans Gran Canaria, first in the Trans Rockies Run, fourth in the OCC 2019. Anna Comet, she's a journalist as well, and what a fantastic athlete she is, and we look forward to seeing her here. We've got lots of top trail running athletes here. Let's see who else that we have. Who else do we have coming up on screen now? One of their local Spanish favourites as well, Artis Egea, CDH. What an absolute tremendous athlete this he is. First place in the Giro de Mont, first place in the Olympus Marathon, first place in the Rut, and this time he's brought the whole family to cheer him on as well.
He has to win then
Exactly.
in front of his family.
Oh, absolutely. So
Yes.
we've got some very strong Spanish runners. We've got a lot of good French runners as well. 25% of the athletes here this weekend are from France, about 50% from Spain, and then about 25% international athletes as well.
Okay, so how many countries?
Over 75.
Wow, that's
We've got
fantastic.
between 75 and 80 countries represented
I'm
this weekend.
so excited to be here again with all from people all from different countries. That's so touching.
It's fantastic, Carrie.
Yeah.
And Carrie, let's finish this section with a small video that you did earlier on this morning, talking about yourself and your interests outside of running. And before we do that, let's go to Enzo Ferrari from Chile, all the way from Chile. First in the North Face Endurance 100 miles.
Wow.
First in the VKM Ultra Trail Torres del Paine. Second in the X Trail Punjujavi 50K. And next up, UTMB 2021.
He's a good competitor too, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's some tremendous level of athletes here. And let's see, can we go to that video of you telling us about your own hobbies outside of trail running? Because it's not just all about trail running. And we've got Jordy here as well.
Yes. His favorite, isn't
Yeah, one of the favourites here this weekend.
Yeah.
Second in the Ultra Trail World Tour 2018. Third in the UTMB 2018. First in the Everest Trail Race. Third in the Ultra Pyreneo 2017. He's been here on the course. He's researched it a lot, and he is ready to
Wow,
rock.
that's very promising.
And let's see if the third time, if we get your video now of you talking about your hobbies outside of trail running.
Hi, I'm Kaori Niwa. I'm from Japan. I'm doing a 100-mile race, PDA, and it's my third time here in Pyrenees. I love music, and during my run, I listen music when I'm sleepy and bored. And at the moment, my favorite is Jack Johnson and Alec Benjamin. About VDA 100-mile race I'm running, I expect it's going to be a really tough race. and it's nothing like UTMB. It's not runnable race, but I expect a beautiful view and spectacular like places, and visiting those places on my foot. And at the end, I want to ring that big bell.
Today. Best of luck this weekend, and maybe at the end of the weekend you'll come back and tell us how you raced.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I wish I can, tell you good stories after the race.
Absolutely. Good luck, and don't break an arm as well. Hopefully you come back in one piece as well.
Yes, that's the main thing.
Thanks very much.
Thank
Talk
you
to you
very
soon.
much.
All the very best. Okay, and let's go now to our next section, VDA People, where we're going to look at the people here in the village of Vieda and get to know the local people and what it means to them for the running of this special UTMB 2021 Valderran. And we kicked off events this morning with a fantastic 8-kilometer run right around a circular lap of the village here with our friends from Connecticut, who put on a fantastic show and brought a group of about 100 people out on a fantastic 8-kilometer run. Let's see how it went.
Get on the bike now.
Pourquoi? Parce que c'est la cloche que vous allez pouvoir sonner quand tous les coureurs passent la ligne d'arrivée. Donc quand vous passez la ligne d'arrivée, vous sonnez la cloche et grosso modo ça va être le son de la victoire.
It will only sound when you get to the finish line.
La campana solamente va a poder sonar cuando seáis finishers y cuando crucéis la línea de meta.
And when you get to the finish line, give it a big bang.
Merci.
Here we are on the training run, just days before the Valderran UTMB, and just look at this scenery.
À bientôt. Super, merci.
And a very special participant we have in this year's event is all the way from Valencia, Juan Dual. Juan, you're very welcome to the show this evening. Juan, you came from Valencia, where a lot of people normally would come by bus, by car, by train, but tell us about the way that you came.
I'm so glad to be part of this magnificent event. I'm loving this. I rode my bike. I just rode my bike. You know, like Queen.
How many kilometers was it from Valencia? Juan?
It was. I rode 350 kilometers ish in 3 days.
In 3 days.
Yeah, with my panniers and the running poles on top of it, the tent, the sleeping bag, everything.
So
yeah.
no need to watch the Tour de France in your house.
You know.
You were doing it live yourself.
You know what? When I was finishing my stages, I just turned on my phone to watch the tour. It's like keeping the spirit on.
Yeah. And what do you think about this year's race? It's going fantastic, and Pogacar is on fire.
I'm just enjoying it a lot. It's beautiful. It's like so different than the rest of the years.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
You did your own private Tour de France to get here. Yep. How did the body feel when you arrived after the 3 days cycling?
It's quite active now because as I've been doing a lot of training of running and then switching to ride, and then back to hiking and walking and running. It's a little bit tired, sore, but 2 days of rest and you'll be fine.
And have you been around the village? Have you been to the athletes' village this morning? I think that's you there, having a look at the different products. Did you see anything interesting?
Oh yeah, I'm part of Artmax, so I'm so happy to have the chance to help them to try to give the best to the brand, which is supporting me. So, and even in this amazing scenario.
And what race are you running this weekend? What distance?
I'm doing the PDA, the 55K. It's going to be a lovely run. I think that I'm gonna enjoy it a lot.
And for anybody that thinks that they mightn't be strong enough or be able to complete an ultra race one day, you have an incredible story of pushing through the pain barrier, overcoming very difficult obstacles. Maybe you could tell us quickly about your own story.
Oh yeah, the thing is, I run because I love running, but also I run because through running I recovered from 3 big surgeries where I got removed the large intestine, the gallbladder, the rectum, and also the stomach to avoid cancer. Okay. So through running and being on the mountains, I recovered myself. So it's some sort of deep, strong connection. So that's why I try to give back to the nature and the mountains what it gave to me.
Sure.
So
and you also do work with a certain charity as well, a certain foundation.
We are working this year to raise awareness and money to El Sueño de Vicky, which is trying to help kids with cancer to invest for doing research.
Well, listen, man, it's an incredible journey you've been on. Are you cycling back to Valencia at the end of the weekend?
No,
are you getting a lift back?
I'll stay here for a week, enjoying the place.
Wow.
And 2 weeks later, I'll be in Andorra.
Okay.
By riding and running a sky race, Coma Pedrosa.
Fantastic. Well, listen, man, have an incredible weekend. Have a super race, and we look forward to hearing about it maybe on Saturday or Sunday evening.
Yeah,
Thank
sure.
you very much for coming on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's move on to the next part of the show. And this morning we also had a fantastic group of runners, thanks to the guys in GoPro and Polar, who also did another lap of the town here in Viera. Let's see how they got on. Time for Valderran by UTMB 2021. Come on!
Kilómetros, 380 metros.
Ça va super!
Hello!
Hello!
How are you?
Everything is alright.
Vaya palizas. Aquí no paran. Acaban de decirme, vamos a caminar un poco. Coño, ya era hora.
This morning, really great fun had by everybody. In this section of the show, we're going to look at the profile of the different races that we have this weekend, and over the next couple of days we'll talk through the results as well. So let's kick off by looking at the profiles of this year's races of the 2021 Valderran by UTMB. Let's have a look and see what we have. There you can see the map of the region here, this beautiful region in Catalonia. As I said, about 5 hours from Barcelona, and you can just see the profile there of, that's the big one. That's the 160 kilometer race, the 100-mile race, and that's the profile of the race that the runners will run starting tomorrow at 6 p.m. What an incredible show that is going to be here in the village of Viera. Absolutely spectacular. Let's move on and have a look at the other distances as well, the other races that we have this weekend. This is the 100-kilometer race. Very challenging, very technical. A little bit more technical, I believe, than the big one in the VDA. Through some of the old mining region here in Viera. just over 100 kilometers. And we've got one more big race, the 55-kilometer race as well. Let's have a look at that one now. 55 kilometers. I was talking to a couple of people from England this morning who are here. Really looking forward to this one. A great one for people starting off in the world of ultra running. And as I said, incredible views, some incredible trails. Well, guys, that's it for our first show here in our live YouTube channel. Hello to everybody from all over the world. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you're not here this year, hopefully we'll see you next year or over the coming years. We'll be back every night at 7 p.m. in English. And later on, we've got our French show and our Spanish show coming up as well. Have a great evening, everybody. And we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow. And before we go, let's just have a look at the timetable for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Friday, July 9th, weather is perfect for trail running. We've got our expo on, of course, from 10 o'clock to 9 o'clock. And at 7:30 tomorrow morning, we've got the start of the CDH in Les. And then the big one. It's going to be an incredible evening of trail running here in Vieja, in the center of the town, the VDA. And we expect our first finisher at 7:30 in the evening of this CDH. So make sure you're tuning in for that one. Have a great evening, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here with you this evening. We look forward to talking to you over the weekend. And enjoy your own training, enjoy your racing. Take care, everyone, and talk to you next time.